Hello internet world, welcome to a new video on the Geekanoids channel. It is one of the discussion videos that you like, one of my most requested videos in fact, and we're going to talk about the new Google or made by Google products that were just announced just about sort of 20 minutes ago. The Google event sort of came to an end and we knew what all of the new products were going to be, and we've got a lot to talk about, including new Pixel smartphones, which we're going to talk about a little bit later on in this video. But I was quite pleased overall with the event. It was a very casual, laid-back event, completely different to what we see when Apple announce products, and also completely different to what I expected to see from Google. We want to start by just touching on a couple of the products they updated. So the Google Home Mini is now the Nest Mini. It's their little tiny speaker. There's also some new Wi-Fi router or mesh Wi-Fi products, which I wasn't too keen on the previous version of the Google mesh routers. They didn't work very well for me, but it seems like things have been updated. Hopefully they'll be a little bit more robust in the connectivity that they actually offer. And they also include a little speaker inside as well. And throughout the event, Google kept reinforcing their sort of commitment to privacy or privacy, depending on how you pronounce it. And they kept saying you could turn off microphones, you can delete the voice capture that their various products actually gather. You can delete all of it, or you can delete what it's listened to for one day. So they made some grounds in sort of reaffirming and also giving people peace of mind that at least you can delete the data that it gathers. So that was good. Then they moved on to also announce a new laptop. And that's what I want to talk to you about first before we move on to talking about the Pixel phones. The Pixelbook Go. Now, this for all intents and purposes is a Chromebook made by Google. For me, I've used Chromebooks before. I've used quite a few of them. And if you live within this sort of Google ecosystem, you use Google Documents, their spreadsheets, etc., etc., browse the internet and do sort of very simple tasks. You can get quite a lot done with them, but I would say quite simple tasks or office-based tasks. I wouldn't go as far as saying you would edit a 4K video on a Pixelbook or a Chromebook. But if you do online tasks, then the Pixelbook Go could be for you until you look at the models that are available and the pricing. So Pixelbooks or Chromebooks do have the advantage of always being up to date. They're very secure. They're sort of protected against viruses. So they're a really good laptop to use. And also if you use multiple devices, then they synchronize across devices as well. So your Pixel phone, your Pixelbook or Chromebook, they'll be synchronized and you'll have all of your history available on individual devices. But there are 4 different models in total of the Pixelbook Go. It starts at an Intel Core M3 with 8GB of RAM and 64GB of storage. £629. That's my struggling point. £629 for a Chromebook, albeit what looks like a very nice Chromebook, with a full HD display, but quite limited capabilities. When you go up to a Core i5 with 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage, you're looking at £829. We're now into really good Windows 10 based Ultrabook territory, and we're also into Apple's MacBook Air territory as well. You know, we could get one of those instead, which would obviously be able to do a lot more. But it doesn't end there. You can also buy an Intel Core i5 with 16GB of RAM and 128GB of storage, full HD display for $949, or you can get a Core i7, 16GB of RAM, 256GB of storage, with a 4K Ultra HD molecular display. I don't know what a molecular display is, but it's £1,329 for a Chromebook, albeit a good Chromebook. But you pay your money, you get what you pay for. I just think it's a bit too much to ask. We're going to talk about the Pixel 4 very shortly. Let's just take a look at who's inside the live chat. This is live, of course, so if you're watching live, welcome. Sidekick 1962, good afternoon, Dave. How is your weather today? It looks like it's going to rain. A little bit of sun creeping through. We've also got Michael, Pyramid 7, both in the live chat as well. Michael says, I've had a Chrome base all-in-one. Absolutely brilliant for my 8-year-old. Really good for a younger audience, these laptops as well. And also for study. So, of course, that's a good use case scenario. We've also got W.L. Wesley Jr. Oh, my God. I love Mr. Garrison in the background. Love the live stream as well, by the way. You spotted him. How did you spot him in the background? Okay. I can't believe you spotted him, but he is indeed always on my desk. Well spotted. Let's move on swiftly and talk about the new Pixel phones. So Pixel 4 and Pixel 4 XL. Let's tell you the differences. So Pixel 4 is a 5.7 inch display. It's full HD plus OLED, 440 pixels per inch pixel density. The Pixel 4 XL steps things up to a 6.3 inch display, and that is a QHD plus. Again, OLED, 537 ppi, both 19:9 aspect ratio, both got ambient EQ, both 90 hertz. I'm not sure they even covered that in the presentation, but both 90 hertz, so high refresh rate displays. So they're going to be nice and smooth. In fact, let's give you a little look at what they look like. So these are the colours. We've got the black, we've got white. Can't remember the name. They give them funky names, but we've got black, we've got white. So starting over, let's see if I can get my hand in the right position. How am I going to do this? Over here, we have got the black. And then over here in the middle, we have got the white. And then we've got the orange one for Team Orange on the right hand side. Now you can see on the back of these there is what looks like a square where the cameras reside, and you'd think it might be like the iPhone 11 Pro and 11 Pro Max with 3 cameras, but indeed this is just 2 cameras. The other one's a sensor, and then there's the flash down the bottom. So anyway, back to the main specs. Always on display, HDR support. Dimension wise, the Pixel 4 is 68.8mm by 147.1mm, and the Pixel 4 XL 75.1mm by 160.4mm. Difference in weight, the smaller one, the Pixel 4 162 grams, Pixel 4 XL 193 grams. Battery difference, the smaller one, the Pixel 4 2800 milliamp hours, and the Pixel 4 XL, a really nice 3700 milliamp hours. They both support wireless charging, and they both support 18 watt fast charging with the included Type-C adapter. With regards to memory and storage, we got 6 gigabytes of RAM and either 64 gigabytes or 128 gigabytes of storage. No micro SD card. Both of them sport the Qualcomm Snapdragon 855, not the 855 Plus, which is a little bit of a shame. With regards to cameras, the rear cameras, 16 megapixel and then 12.2 megapixel as the secondary camera, f2.4 and f1.7 aperture respectively on those two. Now it doesn't matter whether you choose the smaller Pixel 4 or Pixel 4 XL, you're getting the same cameras, the same options on cameras. Front camera, 8 megapixels, 90-degree field of view, f2 aperture, fixed focus, and video it can capture up to 4K or UHD resolution, 30 frames per second on the rear camera, and on the front camera it can capture 1080p, 30 frames per second. USB-C, as I say, for charging, it's USB-C 3.1 Gen 1, and with regards to the wireless charging, of course, it's Qi wireless standard charging as well. One thing I noticed in the network and Wi-Fi specifications, it doesn't seem like this mentions Wi-Fi 6 anywhere. I might be wrong, so do correct me if I am wrong on that. In the box, you do get the 18 watt USB-C power adapter or charger. You get the cable, quick start guide, A quick switch adapter as well, and also the SIM tool. And the colours are called Just Black, Clearly White, and Oh So Orange. They always come up with funky names. So that's the main specification rundown. My thoughts. Before I give you my thoughts, let's take a look inside the live chat. We have got so many of you tuning in live. Pyramid 7 uses a Note 9 at the moment, 256GB model. Chile saying iPhones are better. And also Michael saying he has to wait until the next May to upgrade the one that he has. Pretty good comments. Loving the comments, in fact. Pyramid 7 prefers Droids or Android phones, whereas the kids use Apple products. Yeah, we got a mix of, in this household, we got a mix of Apple products and Android phones. Primarily Apple products, but I'm running an Android phone myself at the moment, the Motorola One Zoom. So anyway, back to my opinion of the Pixel 4, Pixel 4 XL. Pricing is pretty beefy. That's one of my sticking points with a lot of phones now. The Pixel 4 starts at £669 for the 64GB model and £769 for the 128GB model. That's not too bad for the quality of the product. The XL, on the other hand, you're paying an extra £160 for the larger phone. So this one starts at £829, and then for the 128GB model, £929. And it's when you're creeping close to that £1,000 mark, you have to ask yourself, are you due an upgrade? You know, is it something you need? I always come back to this. Do you need the upgrade, or do you want the upgrade? There's a big difference between need and want. If you've got the disposable income, then it's fine. If you want a new phone, spend your money. You work hard to earn your money. So who am I to judge? You know, I treat myself. I work hard. But I find it hard to justify these prices when they're creeping near to the 929. From what I saw of the design and the improvements, I think the speed isn't a great improvement. The storage capacities, same. Would have liked to have seen more RAM in both phones. Would have liked to have seen the Snapdragon 855 Plus in both phones. But Google always do this. That history shows that they don't often put the very, very latest processor in because they work on this different month upgrade cycle to their smartphones, whereas other manufacturers tend to release as soon as the new processors become available. I think the big improvements they've made are in the camera department. I do like the look of the new sensors. We've also got this, I think they called it some sort of laser sensor in there as well. I think the computational photography for doing night mode and for taking really good low light photography or photos that they demonstrated and showed some examples of photos they've taken look really impressive. So I think that the cameras on this, as with previous Pixel phones, are going to be really, really impressive. So if you're buying a smartphone and your main focus, pardon the pun, is on how the cameras are going to perform, then I think this is going to be a good choice. If you're into the Google Android sort of camp and you like to use Google Android, then I think this is going to be one of the really good performing Android smartphones. I'm not going to get into a discussion as to whether this would be better than an iPhone 11, 11 Pro, 11 Pro Max, because it's just a different OS and a different piece of hardware. I think in the right hands, a good photo is a good photo regardless of the device it's taken on. I've taken some fantastic photos on my Motorola One Zoom. I still have my iPhone XS Max as well. I've taken some brilliant photos on that, and I've borrowed an iPhone 11 Pro Max. And comparing the photos between all three of those, a good photo is a good photo. But if you're due an upgrade, or as I say, you've got the income to the spare funds just to upgrade now and treat yourself to a new phone, I think these look absolutely fantastic. I really do. The build quality should be top notch. Prediction wise though, I think we are going to see a Pixel 4a and Pixel 4a XL sometime next year. I think they might bring forwards the the date of those, possibly to maybe February, March time. I may be wrong, but they'll probably bring those out when they see sales taking this sort of curve on the new phones they've just announced. So that's my opinion. That's what I think. I think they're going to be great phones. Can't comment on battery life because I haven't tested one. I hope to get one into review. I'm going to take a look inside the live chat. We've got UKSZXS. I'm thinking about the Pixel 4 as my new daily phone. I still have an iPhone 7, but don't want to pay as much for an iPhone 11 nor for the 11 Pro. Do you think that change makes sense or have sense? Well, in answer to that, I think if you want to change in operating systems and you're not tied into the Apple ecosystem, totally makes sense. If you really think about it and you want to stick with iOS, but you don't want to pay those premium prices, I think you'll still get a very good experience with the standard sort of iPhone 11, which is reasonably priced. So think on that, whether you really want to change OS or if you just want that big jump in sort of image quality, battery life, screen quality, for example. I see Darren Gator inside the live chat. Thank you very much for tuning in, Darren. Darren is one of the loyal viewers here. I notice a lot of your names and I recognise a lot of you. But Darren, thank you very much for watching all these years. Paul in Ireland, those massive bezels make it look so dated. Yes, it has still got larger bezels on the Pixel 4 phones. I tend to agree. Rambo, sick of giving millionaires my money. People moan about the price, so stop buying stuff. Well said. If you can't afford it and you think it's too expensive, stick with the phone you've got. Very, very good advice. Rob Maguire, have you ever shot, edited and uploaded a full video exclusively on one of your mobile devices? Rob, many years ago I did. Can't remember what phone it was. It would have probably been an iPhone, but I have done videos exclusively shot on a smartphone. I think I also did one on the LG G6, it might have been, or G7. I can't remember which one. It might have been the G7. That was a really good camera on that smartphone. So anyway, that is it for my opinion on the new Google devices. They did also launch some Google Buds as well. Seems like everyone's doing that. They announced them, but not available till next year. So they haven't really launched them yet. They just gave us a little insight into what they're going to be looking like. So that is it for this video. Thank you very much, guys, and girls, for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Darren just chiming in. I thought you made a video with the Lumia 950. I did. I made a couple of videos with the Lumia 950. If you search Lumia 950 or Lumia and Geekanoids, you'll also see a flight video taken completely with one of the Nokia Lumia phones. Well remembered. And also Lee Barber, finally an iPhone user that doesn't shy away from being a fanboy. Respect, Dave. Thank you very much, Lee. I do like Apple products. I still class myself, well, I think I've been put into this sort of box by everyone who watches of being an Apple fanboy. I primarily use Apple products, although my smartphone is indeed an Android smartphone at the moment. That's it for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. What was your favourite part of the Google event? What was the favourite product that you saw announced? And will you be buying a Pixel 4, a Pixel 4 XL, or are you sticking with the smartphone you've got now? Let me know what your current daily driver is down in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hit like if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. And I'll see you in another one very, very soon.